edit or something?
Nope, they said nothing about it. So what I do know about it is forgotten words. Like the two things that weren't added since technical alpha are a more robust reconnect system. They have added a better reconnect system, like it is currently in place, so it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still the same system. So you still get the attempting to rejoin game. It's just faster now. And the other method was the other thing that wasn't added is the more observer slots, and that's been the one that's been going the longest, and that's the one that's not been added. It's just not on their priority list at all, by the looks of it.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get like happily surprised very soon.
Would be nice. Although, did you see the new map stuff yesterday?
Yeah.
That looks damn cool. I'm really happy about that.
It looked good, but at the same time, like I'm not sure. I think it was Vortex. He tweeted about it, and he was like, "Well, like you're forced to fight, very early on. Is it gonna be like the new mines?" So as much as the map itself, graphics wise and stuff looks cool, you need to make sure, like gameplay wise, it's not too like imbalanced.
Very cool. Well, there's going to be a PTR for it, so we will find out.
Do you know these players? Who's blue team and who's red team?
I do know which is which. So, ladies and gentlemen, spawning on the left-hand side in the blue trunks, it is going to be Mouse Control. And starting in the top lane, Praden will be playing the Rhaegar. Solid SMD will be playing the Sylvanas. Griskel will be playing the Muradin in the mid lane. Razilat is playing the Tyrael with the Master Skin. And in the bot lane, Philly Burke is Philly Burke is playing the Falstad. And on the right hand side, in the red trunk, starting in the top lane, it is going to be Elysium Gaming Black, who we will just call Elysium. It is going to be Mitch playing the Brightwing, who we will call Mitch. It is going to be Nevermore BG playing the Tyrande. In the mid lane, it is Mondirk, that is a pain in the arse name, playing the Anubarak. Heading up to the top lane, it is Dirty Swede playing the Jaina. And in the bot lane, it is Saka playing the Valor.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with some of these nicknames, but ever since I started watching Heroes, I'm wondering like what goes on through these guys' heads, man.
Yeah, well, the ex-captain of SK, if you remember.
Yeah, BKB. I was gonna talk about him too, because he was the first guy that I saw the nickname, and I was like, oh god, like if this guy is ever like a superstar,
yeah, it's
gonna be like a nightmare for people to cast these games.
What was it, like 8 consonants in a row? It was really brutal to pronounce, so everyone just called him BKB. For now, though, there's been a bit of dueling up in the top lane, which Elysium have come out a little bit ahead on. Not too much, though. Nothing too bad happening. In the mid lane, once again, we're not seeing too much going down. Just little scuffles here and there.
Yeah, it's funny. Like the tri lane used to be the bottom one. Well, like people would just go there, try to push. Actually, Muradin taking quite a bit of damage. Hunter Smart here.
Yeah, it
helps inflict even more of that.
It used to be the bottom one. I'm kind of surprised that teams don't go for the whole thing of push really hard in your Golem lane. Because the Golem still can push really aggressively. So you'd have like red team push tri-lane top lane and blue team tri-lane bot lane. Muradin does get stunned by Tyrande. Tyrande pushing backwards. Nice polymorph coming out of Brightwind there, preventing Nevermore from taking too much damage.
Another Bright, by the way, was picked here this time around again by Brightwing.
And Promote from that Brightwing. So going for a very mercenary and minion heavy starting build for her.
Nothing too unexpected from Tyrael, Sylvanas, Rhaegar. This is still decent. Actually going for chain reaction. And
a little bit out of the ordinary. It's an interesting build, but we'll see if he can combo it well. Tyrael getting engaged upon there, tries to Odwin's Might out, but gets polymorph before he can actually teleport. And now, you'll see a bit of a duel over this first tribute. Falstad cannot fly up. He already used his fly to come back to lane. After engaging a stun hits a Beetle from Muradin, so not able to get too much out there. Tyrael was polymorphed again, getting burst out very low. Anubarak tanking quite a lot of this with his own shield. Elderwin's Might just doing some nice harassment. Falstad now has his fly up, has flown to meet his team, and is going to help his team get in the numbers advantage here. You can already see Anubarak backing away from this to head to the mid lane to give his team some XP, due to the fact that Elysium know this fight is over. Yeah,
they're going to get quite a bit more experience, actually, with already, having Vala staying at the bottom the whole time and damaging that tower a lot.
Oh, Nubrak getting engaged upon quite heavily here. Lightning Rod was aimed at him. The Hammerang does not hit him though, so he doesn't get slowed and will be able to back out.
Yeah, XP wise, still not that much a gap, but nobody soaking at the bottom here. From mouse control,
Gonna get a
Falstad.
tower out of this. Vala will push this and grab a first tower of the game. Falstad finally flying down there, but Vala's done an incredible job of this already.
Ooh, Sylvanas taking a lot of damage. Sylvanas so squishy, man.
She
Been
really
playing
is.
Sylvanas a lot these days. Like you're out of position for 1 second, that's it, you're done.
Yeah, oh, stun lands onto Jaina. Nothing too bad there. Brightwing able to heal her up pretty quickly with the help of the Tyrande. Second tribute is up. It's very much on the side of Elysium, but no one's currently heading for it. And Nubrak finally going to make his way up there just on his own. Looks like Sylvanas was thinking about going to contest it, and Tyrael is here as well. We'll use an Elderwind's Might to delay for the time being. Can teleport to it to delay a little more. Looks like he might do that. No, he did not. Just going to let Sylvanas do it with the Haunting Wave. And we're not seeing a fight here. It's just a little bit of delay. Nice shot from Griskel there. Able to delay even more. Tyrael going very aggressive here. In comes Falstad over the wall, going on to Tyrande, but now he's separated from his team. His tanks both abandoned him to chase down the Jaina, but they do get the kill, but Falstad will suffer the same fate. Nice double stun from Griskel there, chasing on to Brightwing and Tyrande. They are giving chase. Nice jump from Muradin, chasing on. There's the Envenom onto Mitch. Mitch getting first out. Down he goes. And
straight to cap, he's trying to ninja. I don't think it's gonna happen.
So close. Was really
It's funny
close.
though, like Vala has no intention this game of ever leaving bot lane,
Yep,
but
she's
somehow
quite
they
happy.
still pick the fight like it was a 5v5.
Yeah, she seems
She's gonna
pretty
take the
happy
fort.
down there. She is going to get the fort. Yeah, she will actually get the fort with this, with the help of her searing attacks and Manticore. It's getting pretty low. Falstad is here. Falstad's going to try and punish it for this. The fort will live. Will Vala though? She does not. She does have Volt Up, but doesn't have the mana for it. And no, Vala will escape. Fort really, really low. But the second tribute of the game did go over to mouse control.
Oh man, that's I'm a little bit surprised that they fought like this here, Elysium, the tributes, considering there were just 4. Maybe I thought there were going to be 5 or something. Maybe Vala's trolling them on TeamSpeak. She was like,
Yeah, I'm
"You're right
coming.
there, guys.
I'll be
let's
right.
go."
Yeah, let me take this fort. Oh, Tyrande died somewhere. I completely missed that.
Must have been
dear.
the top. I missed it too, actually.
Yeah, probably. Was too busy watching the bot lane due to the fact that Falstad is once again just completely bullying Vala out of lane. Vala being forced to be back to get some health. Brightwing, once again, has so far just been going with the full actives build, taking Bribe, Promote, and Cleanse, only active abilities so far. I made a video about this earlier, where I took only the active abilities, so I ended up with something like 8-9 abilities overall, using my buttons 1 to 6. That was bloody hard.
Pretty insane. Level 10 is about to be gained here for Elysium. I don't think they can fight here. Mouse control, they need to pull back, but they are still capping the tribute. They're gonna get the curse. No!
Oh, he's
Nubrak
being
losing on
held
time.
in the Starfall. Starfall doing quite a bit of damage. Falstad being forced to back out, but the vulnerable talent has been used on him. He does go down. And oh, Sylvanas very nearly got hit by that. Brayden will be able to survive, but this will be the first tribute of the game for the side of Elysium, and they're actually thinking about taking the hard cap here. And they're going to be able to get it with the help of Brightwing's Bribe.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a waste. I think when you're like 4 or 5 on a camp, you should never
don't
use
need a
bribe.
bribe.
Just save it for something else.
Yeah, everyone else has gone back. Just save it. Do it. Use it on your own. It's fine. You can split up there. Now, speaking of split, Muradin's in the top lane, just dealing with this. Also, that fight there, that's what happens when Vala's with them. And they've been wasting those fights earlier, wasting all those tributes by Vala just sitting in the bot lane. And she's still yet to take this fort. The fort is still sitting there, just waiting.
It's funny because like Vala not being there the whole time is the reason why they got level 10 earlier. Like they crushed this fight with level 10 against level 9.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit surprised actually that mouse control fought with just level 9. It was pretty clear they weren't ever going to do well.
They were level 9 and a person down. They fought a person down and a talent down. They are going to try and make up for this by not fighting in the next tribute and are instead going to go for their boss, which they should be able to get. No one's coming to contest this. It will give over the tribute to Elysium, but it's not a curse tribute, and that with their boss, they can probably get a pretty decent amount of XP to allow them to fight for the next tribute, which will be a curse tribute for either
Can
team.
they contest though? That's the question, because with Tyrande, that boss on the other side of the map, it's going to go down very fast. Right now, they're going across the map faster. It's not going to start flying in just yet. Okay, here we go. Like he's setting up to fly in.
Where's he going to fly to?
The boss is going to be
It's too
taken
late.
before.
Yeah, instead they're just going to push this mid lane
Whoa!
and just push that in. So boss for boss, and we're seeing the rest of Elysium.
What was Brightwing doing?
I don't know. I think she was just trying to defend, but she got picked off.
Brightwing flew into like 4 heroes. Like outside of the walls. That did not go well.
I have no idea then. For now though, we're seeing both teams react and head to the bosses. Tyrande though, she's finally going to go after this 4 and kill it off. Takes a lot of damage herself. Oh, get it? There we go. She finally kills off that 4. And that does give them still a pretty decent XP advantage. Both bosses... only the red team's boss has gone down. Blue team has just taken a fort. So that does even up the XP a bit. We're seeing a bit of a fight at this next tribute. Hinterland Blast comes down, does a lot of damage to an Ubrak. Curse goes over to the blue team. And we're seeing red team all back out. Muradin was dropped super low there. Somehow managed to survive that. And Nubrak having to burrow out after taking a full Hinterland Blast to the face.
Yeah, that was pretty intense here, but in the end, it's mouse control that gets the curse. Can they capitalize on it though? Can they soak a lot of experience? The boss at the bottom was still alive for some reason. They really let go of that very early there rather than defending it.
They ditched it because they needed to head up to the tribute, which they didn't get to in time as is, and took a very bad angle for their next fight. Just saw the team of mouse control take the top fort and are now heading to the mid lane to finally deal with what they started a little bit earlier. They're going to take down the towers here and move onto the fort as best they can. Falstad does get stunned by Tyrande, but there's very little follow-up at the moment. They've only just... currently, Nubrak is busy in the bot lane clearing. So it's currently a 4 versus 5 in this mid lane if they do choose to fight. And Nubrak now on his way to join his team, but... 4 will not go down, so they have actually managed to defend there pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, with the situation being like this, they can choose Elysium whether or not they want to fight ASAP, or if maybe they wait a little bit, give away 1 or 2 tributes and then fight later on. Like ideally, I think it's good to try and get that one when they will have maybe something like 1 talent up. So basically trying to do camps and soak better, get level 16, and then hope that they get to fight around that time when the tribute goes up. Could be an ideal setup, because if they go for a fight like right now, it's exactly the same experience, same talents, then they don't particularly have any kind of lead in the game for it to make sense for them to go for a fight.
Yeah, this is very much the case. So we do have a bit of a pause due to the fact that Elysium's team speakers died, so they're currently reconnecting to that. Apparently there is a question being asked, but I say we just have a look at the talents, see if there's anything interesting. We do see the phase shield on Brightwing that's been popping in and out from a couple builds every now and again. It's pretty nice if you can get it onto a melee assassin, definitely, but just not too sure about anything more than that.
Yeah, I don't really like face shield, man. I told you, I'm all about that sprint. And occasionally,
if you have Emerald Wind especially, I'd say always sprint.
Yeah.
Because sprint in behind Emerald Wind and then just everything is dead.
Even Tyrande actually went for overflowing light.
I think that makes sense due to the fact that if we keep an eye on her healing throughout this game, now that she has that talent, you will see it absolutely burst up, because that talent gives her huge amounts of healing. Okay,
we'll see. She's at 8k right now in healing.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on it. Current about half of Brightwings. We'll see how well that catches up. On the other team, Rhaegar has 14k. So we'll see how well she catches up, which she should do. And I'm just scrolling through the tabs here on the on the interface. Self-healing, currently a Nubrak. Wait, does Tyrande not count? Tyrande does heal herself with that ability, and so does Brightwing.
Yeah.
That's weird.
How do you like Evasive Fire, by the way?
I like Evasive Fire, considering she doesn't have that many other escape abilities.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I die so much, because I never pick Evasive Fire. It's either Spell Shield when there is like Kael'thas, Jaina, and all these guys against me, or the other one that makes you shoot 2 targets to do more damage.
Splinter Shot. I like Splinter
Yeah.
Shot a lot if I've taken anything else that works on minions, like Paralysis, something like that. Looks like we're seeing a bit of a scuffle in the mid lane, but no one really going for a fight yet. But otherwise, I do prefer Rated Fire because it just allows you to skirt around a fight a lot more and not really commit to anything until you have to, and it gives you some escape options.
Yeah, I think they're thinking about possibly engaging here, but I don't think it'd be a really good idea for mouse control to engage into a fort like this. You know, they'd be slowed down. Wouldn't
That's
have a
what they're
great
doing.
position either.
They're trying to back out. They're trying to draw Elysium away from their fort, and it is actually working. If they want to turn around and fight, now is the time. Falstad is here. Muradin taking a bit of damage. They do want to fight. They're away from the fort, and they're just trying to get an angle. Falstad is heading towards the bot lane, but so we're just going to clear. So this does mean that Mouse Control are choosing to not fight here, just going to back up and defend their own fort. And Uberak just going super aggressively at the moment.
TRL just YOLOing that hard camp. Actually, there's giants pushing at the top, so Brightwing's going to have to head there and try and defend. Grayscale, I don't think he realized what talents he has. He just keeps on stunning people, even though he's not gaining anything from it.
Well, it's more control. Oh, nice ice block there from Jaina. The stun did miss, so that might have actually put her in trouble. The Wailing Arrow does land onto Vala and the Nubrak. Hinterland Blast comes down, and it does hit Brightwing and Dirty Sweet. Vala dropping very low, but was able to pick off Sylvanas. In the meantime, she will go down to Syria. No, she won't. The movement speed from her passive gets her out of there. Falstad goes down too, though, and that was a 4-for-1 in favour. Oh, Griskel. Oh, he gets out. A 4-in-1 in favour of Elysium there. And now Vala heading to the top lane. She got dropped so low there in just like a 1-versus-1 fight versus Sylvanas. Sylvanas, though, got taken down due to the fact that auto-attack build is so much damage. And then Vala, with that bonus movement speed she gets from Hatred, able to just escape, just skim that turn devotion. Yeah, he dodges the stun, and he's dead. No time to jump.
Very nicely done here by Elysium, and now all of a sudden they are very close to getting level 17 against somebody that's just level 15. And Mouse Control in quite a bit of trouble. 0 tributes to 0. Their hot camp's going to be stolen, the boss most likely as well here.
Yeah, and there's already a curse on, so they can't contest this boss because they have to defend their lanes. Brightwing gonna head down to that bot lane and just promote those 2 minions just to buy her team a bit more time, and then just teleport back over the wall to help them deal with this boss. And then after this, they can either push with it while the curse is active, which looks like what they're going to do, or go for their own boss. Yeah, they're going to put some pressure on the bot lane while they have a talent advantage. Level 16, though, has now been hit by mouse control, so talent advantage is gone. Nubrak does not land any stuns and is going to take some harassment for diving in so far. And now we're immediately seeing Elysium start to retreat, but there's the Judgment of Charade immediately cleansed by Brightwing, keeping him alive. Solid SM did just go down. Praeden gets Ancestral Healing on himself, keep himself alive. Falstad almost getting stunned by the boss. Muradin is completely just fleeing for his life from Jaina, who's giving chase. Anubrak drops very low. Falstad gets taken down by the Vala from the side. Tyrael gonna meet the same fate. He goes down. Jaina coming in to rejoin her team, and this will be the first keep of the game going over to Elysium. Boston has half health. They're going on to Muradin. Muradin does get stunned. He does have his jump. He can try and get over the wall, but he has been polymorphed. Down he goes. And that is a 4 players down. And we're going to see Elysium Gaming pushing onto the core, and this will likely be GG. Very little that Rhaegar could do on his own here. Core's getting burst. And well played, Elysium. Moving on to the round of 16.
Yeah, they managed to fight very, very well, actually, with the Tyranny. You know, we talked about it pre-game, and in the end, they pulled through very nicely. Hey, Tyranny's healed not that much, even with that talent, man.
Yeah, she didn't really have the time.
Sorry to say.
Yeah, she didn't really have the time to get it going, but either way...
They didn't really take any damage, did they?
They did not. They sort of just burst through everything. And the most important factor I would like to point out of that, though, the cleanse on the Brightwing. That came up trumps in that last fight there. That could have been very different if Tyrande had gone down early, because then Vala wouldn't have been able to combo with the Hunter's Mark that we saw come down onto the Falstad, which is what killed him off. So I think that might have been a very different fight if Brightwing hadn't taken that, but she was on point with it. Real good shout out to Mitch there, who really rocked that last fight.